Okay, hello everyone. I've procrastinated enough making this video, so we're gonna do it now. It's on. We are live. Death Grips is online. All albums that I listened to in 2020, I listened to like 46. So how this is gonna work, I'm just gonna list 40 to 42 or through 6, and then do my bottom 5 and then top 5. I just kind of put EPs. I threw EPs in here because there are a few that like some consider EPs, some don't, so I just fucking threw them all in there. At 41, we have Legends Never Die, Juice WRLD. This just kind of felt a little dull to me. I didn't like it, wasn't very memorable. Positions by Ariana Grande at number 40. This was a fucking letdown, a huge letdown. These Two Windows by Alec Benjamin at 39. 38 was Whole Lotta Red by Playboi Carti. 37 was Red Veil, Niagara. Stice, Here Come the Baton at 36. A little bit of a letdown, but I still enjoyed it. 35, Shy Girl Alice, or Alias, can't read. 34, Jeff Rosenstock with No Dream. 33 is Clipping, Visions of Bodies Being Alfredo by Freddie Gibbs and The Alchemist at 32. 31 was Origins of the Alimonies by Liturgy. 30, Nectar by Joji, and then 29 was The Koreatown Oddity with Little DeMarquis's Nosebleed. Kid Cudi at 28 with Man on the Moon Part 3. Limbo by Anime. 27, 26 was After Hours by The Weeknd. Great halftime show, by the way. And Run the Jewels 4 is at 25 by Run the Jewels. My Agenda by Dorian Electrica at 24. 23, I decided to put 23 is Fiona Apple, Fetch the Bolt Cutters. 22, Free Love by Sylvanesso. 21 was Childish Gambino's super pretentious record, 3:15:20. Boldy James and Sterling Tolls, Manger of Nichols. 19, Ouch by Matt Watson. I was actually super surprised by this. Great job, Matt Watson. Can't wait to hear more from you. 18, Gorillaz, Song Machine, Strange Times. 17, How I'm Feeling Now by Charlie XCX. Future Nostalgia is at 16 by Dua Lipa. Jessica Ware is at 15. What's Your Pleasure? 14 is Idols Ultra Mono. I really like that. I'm definitely going to check more Idols. 13 was Code Orange with Underneath, and then 12 was Unlocked by Denzel Curry and Kenny Beats. Number 11, we have 100 gecs in the Tree of Clues. An hour of 100 gecs, like, give me more of that. Or 1,000 gecs and whatever, fuck you. EP by JPEG Mafia is at number 10, just reaching that top 10. I'm On To Me by Rav is at number 9. Number 8 is I Disagree by Poppy. I absolutely love this project, especially recently. I've been just listening to the shit out of this project. I love it so much. Number 7 is Peaceful as Hell by Black Dresses. Leah La Havas with their self-titled records at number 6. And that's that. So now we're going to go to the bottom 5 and then the top 5. So I didn't listen to too many records that I didn't like just because I didn't want to waste my fucking time. But there were a few records that I wanted to listen to either out of morbid curiosity or because it was popular. And one of those was Eternal to Take by Lil Uzi Vert. The man he was really fucking hyped for WandaVision, but this was just, the first song was like okay, it was a good start, but then just every single song was the first song until Futsal Shuffle 2020, which sounds exactly like one of his more popular songs from way long ago. So it's like not even, like, that barely fucking counts. I felt this was really dull. There's some really fucking hilarious lines, like, dollar erect like my boner. God damn, he's a fucking poet. 43 was My Turn by Lil Baby. I was going to check out the Gunna record out of morbid curiosity, but after hearing him on this track on Heat Up, I think, absolutely the fuck not. I will not. I will literally, like, to Gunna for an hour. No. Even then, Lil Baby was just incredibly boring, no talent whatsoever. There weren't even funny lines I could laugh at on this project. It was just give me nothing. 44, Father of All Motherfuckers by Green Day. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not too much of a Green Day person. I haven't really gone out of my way to listen to them except for this project, and that was out of morbid curiosity after, surprisingly, Fantano gave them a 0, although I don't think it's quite that bad. It's still not good. It's still incredibly childish and immature, just the way that they presented it. I mean, just how derivative it is from the shit that they're like advertising against, if that makes sense. You know, the advertisers like, there's no Swedish writers, this is good rock, but it just sounds like every other rock song that I fucking listen to in terms of instrumentation. But then in terms of writing, the fucking I'm a teenager or whatever the fuck it was called, I hated that. That was so stupid. Number 45, Emergency Tsunami. I don't know how does Nav have a rap career? I legitimately have no idea how Nav has a rap career. He sounds like Siri talking, and it's just incredibly dull, boring. I don't find anything enjoyable about this project. The only redeemable quality about this album was the sample that they used that sounded like Punk Weight by Death Grips. That's it. Other than that, this gave me nothing. I didn't find any enjoyment in this. I mean, it's so stupid. It's so bland. Like, lyrically, it's such a wasteland. It's such a dry wasteland. In terms of his writing, his subject matter, it's literally, I was poor and sad, now I'm rich and I get girls. That's literally it. And when I listen to rap, I want something more than that. Like, tell me a story, give me something, you know? The very bottom, the worst record that I listened to, worse than Nav, worse than Father of All Motherfuckers. I would even put it down there, for me personally, down there with The Big Day. I absolutely hated this project. Every second sucked my soul dry of any life that was in it. And that, of course, is the kind of he's not the kind of actor, but also rapper, but not a rapper because he's really bad, but now rock artist. Machine Gun Kelly with Tickets to My Downfall. I'm gonna start up with this, with what I wrote in my little review thing here. Can't imagine many tickets for this would have been sold. Yeah, this is just fucking bad. Machine Gun Kelly is lame. In every sense of the word, as a rapper, as a rock artist, and as an actor, Machine Gun Kelly is just lame. There's no edge at all to anything he's touched, and this recent project made me fucking upset. Yeah, I mean, this was like a very AJR-ish like project where he just puts his feelings, he puts the topics on a silver platter and gives it to you, rather than, you know, like telling us why like something is. He establishes like, I was broken up with, I'm sad, but past that he doesn't give us anything, which is just really insulting to me. And then the interlude that he had, or like the alien interlude, was stupid. He tried to be all quirky and fun, but it was like a teenager wrote it or some shit. But I hated this. Every second of it was fucking terrible. I will literally, like, if there's an album that I hear someone playing and I will like hit them with my car, it's gonna be this album. Like, if you're listening to The Big Day, that's cool. This album though, I don't know what it was with this album. This is the most upset that I've been listening to a project. Jesus Christ. Okay, top 5. Time to talk about good music. Number 5. Top 5. Man Alive by King Cruel. At first I couldn't really decide if I loved this or hated this, but I knew it was good. The instrumentally, I found this very enjoyable. I think the thing for me was that it's a really painful listen. The way he vocalizes what he's saying just adds like this whole like layer of feeling to it, and it's incredible. Especially Stoned Again. Stoned Again was the track that was like that was the one where I was like, do I fucking hate this or do I love this? And it was super catchy, but it's just a really painful listen. Just like he's not in a good place, clearly. um Please Completely was one of my favorite tracks of the year. Especially to me personally, it just hit so hard. um and just how desperate it sounds, it's just amazing. Number 4, we have, this is another album that I've been listening to a lot recently. It's Circles by Mac Miller. Rest in peace, Mac Miller, of course. But this is by far the best recent like rapper death album, or album that's come out after a rapper's passed. And I think that's because that's just because of, one, how the material was handled, and also what the material like was in it of itself. In terms of vocals, it's amazing. The first track is, I don't know what the context of the title track is, but it sounds very painful again. But yeah, I love the instrumentation. It sounds like a lot of fun, but I mean, the way that it's juxtaposed with what it's actually about and how it deals with these themes of death is, I think, pretty incredible. And Good News, Jesus Christ, Good News is, I literally put this album on for Good News, which says so much about Good News and just how good of a song that is, because this whole record is amazing. Number 3, we have the top 3. For me, honestly, I would have no problem with calling these my favorite projects of the year. But number 3, I put number 3 as Against All Logic 2017 and 2019. Excuse me, I need to switch stuff. You Forever is not my least favorite track, but it doesn't matter, because I think all these tracks are at least really good. They're all at least really good. And I love the change of tone amongst the songs. They all have a really similar aesthetic, but there's like If Loving You Is Wrong, and then With an Addict, that are a lot more like a lo-fi sounding, a lot more calm and relaxing. And then all of a sudden, You Can't Do It Hard comes in with these super harsh, like booming fucking percussion, and I don't know what it is. I think it's a synth, but I could be wrong. It does a good job of sort of incorporating some experimental and harsh noise aspects to it without being too noisy to someone who's not like accustomed to that sound, even though it does get pretty abrasive at some points. The transition between Alarm and Deefers I love so much. And this whole record I just find super incredibly enjoyable and amazing. You can put on any song and I'll be like, yeah, let's vibe to this shit. It's incredible and amazing. And I was surprised I loved this album as much as I did, honestly. Number 2, this was my number 1 for a long time, and that is Coping with the Past, Crater Speak by Slauson Malone. A Quiet Farewell is my favorite project, I'd say, of all time, to be honest. And to see these ideas be reintroduced in a more acoustic and in some ways a more raw aesthetic or framework is incredible to me. I think Slauson Malone is one of the most talented artists working right now, and I really hope that you guys can give him a chance. And I just love this. Aside from the reintroduction of old, melodies and lyrics and lines and stuff, the new material he brings is it's still amazing. I love the first track, and he perfectly nails the aesthetic and the vibe of the record, or EP, whatever you want to call it. He nails it perfectly. And track after track, you just see those colors in every song from this record, and I think it's so much more different from A Quiet Farewell, and I think that's really important for this album, especially since he's using these chord progressions, melodies from A Quiet Farewell. But I still think it's a fantastic album. My number 1, my album of the year. I didn't listen to this until like November, to be honest, but I love it. And that, of course, is Punisher by Phoebe Bridgers. She, talking about Slauson Malone and how emotional his music is, Phoebe Bridgers brings like the same amount of emotion to this project, and It's just incredible. It's so catchy. It's at some point like Tokyo is really fun, but a lot of the record is a lot like it's a lot softer feeling, a lot darker. In terms of aesthetic, it looks like the album cover, if that makes sense. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. But in terms of an aesthetic, it it's calm. I love the emotion to this record. There's so many lines that I picked out even on my first listen. I love in the first track when she talks about her recurring dream and how she's at the movies, and her and the other person there. She implies that they're about to kiss, but then she sets up for rhyme to rhyme with kiss. But since she woke up before that, she makes it fall flat, and that's such a small detail that I picked up, but I think that's so cool. And then Tokyo is it's a really fun song, and I don't know, it's just such an earworm that gets caught in my head. And so is Halloween, and like all the songs. Halloween's probably my favorite track on this record. I love the presentation of the song and just how simplistic the instrumental is, but it still feels full and layered and has so much flavor. My least favorite track is ICU. That's the song that most reminds me of like Clairo, which isn't a bad thing in and of itself. It's just a little distracting. But then she redeems herself with Graceland 2 and The End Is Near, and which she finishes this record off in such a fantastic. Yeah, she redeems herself from ICU. I think not that ICU is a bad song. It's just probably the least good song in my opinion. But then she comes back with Graceland 2, which I love. I love the line, we spent the rest of our serotonin chewing on our cheeks, or something like that. Just the whole vibe that I get from the song, it just kind of feels really dreary and almost like psychedelic in a way in terms of the writing. And then The End Is Near is one of the it literally legitimately gives me chills every time I listen to it. I just love the build up and the ending, the finish, and just how like the record leaves you there, and it's just such an incredible finish to a record. And I honestly can't say any praise this record even more than I already have. So Phoebe Bridgers, that's my record of the year, I'm gonna say. For some highlights for me that I just listed, of course, Poppy, I Disagree. I love the fusion of genres, how smooth some of the vocals are, and just how hard hitting sometimes the instrumentals can be. Of course, EP by JPEG Mafia. I think this is better than All My Heroes Are Cornballs, to be honest. Not that was a bad album, but I like this better. I think it's fun. And then 100 Gex come back again. I can't wait to see what they do this year. Hopefully they drop something. Let's see. Matt Watson, Ouch. I was really surprised at this coming from Super Mega. I thought this was gonna be like a jokey, funny album, but it ended up being a really serious record, or EP rather. But I really like it. Can't wait for his first full length record to come out hopefully soon. Stice, you should go listen to Stice. I love Stice. I love her record from last year, or 2019, I think was better. It was more catchy. I feel like it was more consistent. But yeah. I'm gonna talk about Positions real quick. Positions was kind of insulting to me in a way, because Thank You Next is a great project, and it's sort of like a liberating project, especially it's framed in a selfish way, but it's still a liberating project. But after that, Ariana Grande comes out and just talks about her being with this other dude, and can you fuck me all day, it's just fucking insulting. And having a song called 34 plus 35 is insulting. It's stupid. I don't fucking like it. It's kind of all I have to say. Those are my albums of 2020. Hopefully we have some good music this year too. Hopefully Kendrick drops or something like that. But we'll just have to see. Hopefully Death Grips is still a thing. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to listen to me talk more about music, go tell me or something. I don't know. My camera shut off 4 times doing this, which is fucking stupid, but yeah. Goodbye.